Okay, so morning everyone. Hopefully you can see my screen all right. Welcome to day 2 of our virtual careers event, and welcome back for anyone that was here yesterday. So this morning's session is just a short one. We're just going to give you a bit of an overview of the business, who we are and what we do. And then this afternoon's sessions will be presentations from a couple of our placement students and grads who will kind of talk you through their journey with the business. So yeah, I'll just get to the right slide first. So me and Lucy are on this call this morning, so we'll just quickly introduce ourselves. I'll let Lucy do that first.
Okay, so hi everybody, I'm Lucy Spencer, so I head up the recruitment team here at MMB. I've worked for MMB Bentley for just over 4 years now. And we cover all the early careers within our team. So you'll see me in bits and pieces throughout this event. And also, if you do decide to apply to us, you may well speak to one of myself or my team about those opportunities, and maybe even get to assessment centre, and hopefully we'll get to virtually meet. But that's me.
Thank you, Luz. So I'm Charlotte Greaves. So I work in the comms team. So yeah, look after all sorts of different comms stuff. One of which is helping Lucy with this event today, which is nice. So I've been here 7 years, just over now. So I actually started as a placement student and then came back as a grad. So I've kind of gone through that whole journey, which has been good. But yeah, so that is us. So as I said, this is kind of the format of today's event. So you've got the introduction today, which should hopefully finish about 4:30 for you. And then the next, or the first presentation starts at 11:15, and that is with one of our previous placement student engineers. And then you might be able to chat to Lucy again this afternoon. We've got a Q&A with some of our hiring managers and the recruitment team. So if you do have any random questions that you think of during the day, then you can bring them to that session. So. I'm going to just briefly, as quick as I can, take you through our history as a business, just to give you a bit of an overview if you've not kind of heard of us before. So it all kind of started back in the 1970s. So MMB Bentley was formed in 1972 in Skipton in North Yorkshire. If anyone's been, it's quite nice. Lovely views of sort of the moors and stuff. So initially we worked for kind of local authorities on water and wastewater projects kind of in the local area. Then in the 1980s we did a little bit more building and construction projects. So you'll hear from some of our directors shortly that'll kind of explain our journey kind of from that point. Then kind of we moved to do a little bit of residential building. So we worked on a few high profile developments kind of in the Lake District, which was a bit different. But that's not really something that forms kind of part of our portfolio anymore. You'll kind of see how it's grown just mostly into the water sector. A couple of key milestones. So one of which was in 1999, we formed our joint venture business, which is Mott MacDonald Bentley, which is still going strong today. So that joint venture was set up with Mott MacDonald, who are a global engineering consultancy business. So that was set up to deliver some what amp was it, Lucy? AMP4?
AMP4, I think, yeah, back then.
So quite a while ago. So that was set up to deliver an AMP4 framework with Yorkshire Water. So that kind of worked in the sense that Mott MacDonald were the engineering consultancy, so they created all the designs for the projects, and MMB Bentley is a construction business. We went to site and built it. So we worked in a really kind of nice partnership in that way. So we could offer our clients kind of the full design and build package, which is nice. So Mott MacDonald Bentley is kind of the business that delivers most of our frameworks in the water sector. So we've kind of over the years grown our client base. So Yorkshire Water, Northumbrian Water, Severn Trent, the Environment Agency, Anglian Water. So yeah, a whole host of clients in the water sector mainly. Another key milestone for us was in 2013 when we formed another joint venture with a company called JBA Bentley, which again is still going strong, which is nice. So that was set up with a company called Jeremy Bent Associates, who are a environmental consultancy company. So similar sort of thing to the MMB joint venture. They kind of do the environmental project design for us, and we go to site and kind of build those solutions. So that was set up to deliver a framework for the Environment Agency, and we still work with them today, which again is nice. And then in 2014, we actually joined the Mott MacDonald group. So we are part of that wider global group, which is great. So that just means we can share resources more easily, we can tap into their knowledge base, and we can kind of just take our joint venture again from strength to put us in a better position basically in the water sector, which is really good. So now we probably employ, when I started kind of 7 years ago, we had about 600 people. So now we have about 1,400, something like that. I think Lucy is about right.
Yep.
So we've grown, you can kind of tell, pretty rapidly over the years, which is great. And we turn over about 300 million. So we're doing pretty well. So yeah, that kind of, in a nutshell, is our story. I think the main message there is, you know, just how good and how much we've grown over the years, and kind of our journey of keeping those big clients and kind of those relationships through our joint ventures. But yeah, so it has been really good for us the past few years. Yeah, so as you kind of can probably see from that timeline, the majority of our clients are in the water sector and are the water companies. So we work with 7 water companies at the moment, one of which is Thames Water, which is the biggest water and wastewater company in the UK. So that's really nice that we have that partnership with them. But we do deliver sort of projects for other clients outside of that sector. So companies like National Grid, Rolls-Royce, Cadent Gas, Procter & Gamble. So that's kind of in the highways, environment, sort of commercial buildings sort of sectors. So we do kind of have a variety of clients, which means the projects we do are pretty varied, which is nice for all our engineers. So they get to work on different sort of schemes, which is good. So that is, I know I've kind of whizzed through that, but that in a nutshell kind of is our business and who we are and what we do. One thing we'll mention is our values, because they're really important to every business, and they're really important to our history, and hopefully they're really important to you. So the main thing kind of is that I think you want to join a company that matches your own values. So you're not just joining a business for the salary, for example. You want to feel comfortable and kind of sort of at home in a company, and you want to kind of have that connection to their values. So our values are built on the principle of care. So we want to look after everyone. We want to make sure our people are happy. We want to look after the money. So we want to make profit and kind of keep that growth journey going. And we want to keep people safe. So obviously working in the engineering sector and on sites, it can be quite risky, I think you'd say maybe. So there are kind of risks that you will come across, and it's really important that we keep our people sort of safe. That's one of our top priorities. So kind of when you'll go onto sites and stuff, you'll see everyone talking about safety, and that's kind of a really important part of our culture, because we want everyone to go home safe and well and happy at the end of every day. So yeah, that kind of gives you a bit of an insight into kind of the feel of the business and what we do. So as I said, just moving on to our clients, we're pretty widespread now across the UK. So as far up as kind of Seaham in the northeast to as far down as Wales, and then we've just moved into sort of the Thames region in the Thames Valley. So all over the country, apart from Scotland. But yeah, we have, you can see here the different kind of colours on the map. So they represent the different operational areas that we have, which I will take you through in a moment. But yeah, the main message here is just how widespread we are. So there's opportunities all over the country. and clients all over the country that you'll be able to get involved with on projects. So for each of these operational regions, we have an office. Not that many people are in there at the moment. As you can tell, me and Luce are still comfortably at home, which is nice. But yeah, we do have regional offices that serve each of those regions and those clients. So yeah, as I mentioned, those colours represent 4 operational units that the clients are split up into. And managing those, we have what we call operational triangles. So that consists of an operations, commercial and design director, and that kind of filters down into the teams. So you'll always be working with those kind of other 2 disciplines. So yeah, you're not kind of just working in operations, you'll be involved in design, involved in commercial, working with QSs and design leads. So you kind of get that whole sort of rounded view of the business. So I think, unless I've missed anything, Luce, that is kind of an overview of us, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think you've said everything that people need to know, and I think the next bit where you hear from the directors gives you a really good insight into which of those unit areas, those clients, and we recognise that you guys sat at uni either looking at placement or a graduate role, you might not be quite sure exactly where you want to live, where you're going to sit, what your sort of life holds, but there's opportunity, and you can move around once you're with our business. So understanding all the different frameworks and all those opportunities is a really good baseline to see whether you can grow within our business and have longevity. So
cool. So yeah, we've just got a short video to show you now from some of our directors. As you can appreciate, they're pretty hard to tie down sometimes. So we've got them to record just a short introduction to the units and the clients that they look after, so you'll understand a bit more about the frameworks. So I'll just play that now, and then we've just got a couple of minutes to close, and then you guys can go grab a brew before the next session this afternoon, or this morning, should I say.
Hi, my name is Richard Lee. I'm a design director for MMB Bentley. I've been in our business now for over 15 years. I'll start by giving you an introduction to my career development. Upon graduating in 2004, I spent the first years of my career located on site as an engineer overseeing the construction of various water and wastewater assets. After that, I joined our consultancy business, where I learned how to design both water and wastewater projects. This included spending 6 months located in our Indian office, coordinating the design between our Indian team and our UK team. I also spent 3 years working for our design and build venture, MMB Bentley. As time went by, my focus shifted more to design management. This meant undertaking larger and more complex design projects, but also leading larger teams. By 2014, I needed a change, and I transferred to our Hong Kong business. There, my focus was on project management, commercial management, but also working on airport projects. By 2017, I transferred to our New Zealand business. There, my focus on airports continued, where I was the project manager for the design upgrade of Auckland Airport. Early this year, I transferred back to the UK and rejoined MMB Bentley in my current role. MMB Bentley comprises of various units. I am the design director for Unit A. Our clients include United Utilities, Anglian Water and Thames Water. We are delivering a 5-year programme of capital projects for these clients. This includes water and wastewater treatment plants, but also infrastructure. The drivers for these projects vary. They include improving environment, improving drought resilience, addressing climate change, and improving supply to customers. Some of the projects are undertaken of national significance. For example, we're going to relocate Cambridge Treatment Works. We're also going to build a water pipeline spanning from Lincolnshire all the way down to Essex. This is to improve supply in the southeast of the country where there is drought. One of the greatest challenges of my job is that each of our clients are different. They all require a unique approach and have different drivers.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil Cundall and I'm one of J.M. Bentley's commercial directors. Before I joined J.M. Bentley, I worked as a quantity surveyor for 2 other civil engineering companies, working for multiple clients covering rail works, water works, power works and highway works. I've been with J.M. Bentley now for 13 years and I joined as a quantity surveyor. Initially I worked on some AMP4 Yorkshire Water large schemes before progressing to the role of commercial manager and now commercial director. It's no coincidence that my time with J.M. Bentley is a majority of my working career, as at J.M. Bentley the values we hold align really well to me. We aim to keep people safe, we aim to make money, and we aim to have happy people. All 3 of these are very much intertwined. The area of the business that I'm responsible for, along with an operations and design director, covers Yorkshire and the North East. In these areas we deliver work for Yorkshire Water and Northumbrian Water. Yorkshire Water is actually one of our longest standing clients and we've worked with them since the 1980s. Similarly, we've worked with Northumbrian Water for over 20 years. The frameworks themselves cover infrastructure and non-infrastructure works, water and wastewater treatment and waste and water network projects, as well as complex mechanical and electrical works on water and wastewater sites. So there will be a variety of types of projects and work to deliver. The type of work we deliver can range from upgrading or constructing new spillways and reservoirs to working on wastewater treatment works and sewer upgrades, which can be a bit more exciting than it sounds. Schemes can range anywhere from 50 grand right up to sort of 60 million in value, and it can take years to see a project through from design through to construction and then finally commissioning, where we hand it back to the client, hopefully very happy. We've worked on all sorts of projects over the years, lots of them award-winning multi-million pound jobs. A couple of examples from Yorkshire Water include Weoley Reservoir. We completed work here back in 2017 to refurbish the entire reservoir spillway, which is a Grade 2 listed structure, first built in 1906. The existing spillway was unable to safely pass the design flood, which meant it wouldn't prove sufficient overflow relief, risking the stability of the reservoir dam. At Hull, wastewater treatment works were undertaking our largest ever project with Yorkshire Water. Serving a population equivalent of more than 1 million people, the works needed upgrading, having been first built over 20 years ago. We completed the design and are well underway with the construction of a new elevated inlet works and refurbishment of an existing sludge treatment facility. We're using Autodesk BIM 360 on the project, which allows our team to create a 3D model of the site, making construction quicker and more accurate. In Northumbrian Water, at Riding Mill Raw Water Pumping Station, we've refurbished and replaced 4 90 megalitre per day pumps and 1 20 megalitre per day pump. We've installed new mechanical and electrical equipment and upgraded a lot of the existing structure to make way for 4 new fish exclusion screens, all of which will help to improve efficiency and ensure compliance. Or at Otterburn Water Treatment Works, where we've replaced and modernised an ageing water treatment works located in a designated area of high landscape value, just outside the Northumberland National Park. We did this by opting for a transportable treatment unit, something not seen in England before. It uses innovative nano-filtration technology, which is cleaner and more compact than traditional treatment. It was designed, built and tested off-site at our supplier's factory before being dismantled into 6 fully fitted out units and delivered ready for installation. So in Yorkshire Water, we were successful on 4 multi-million pound frameworks, and in Northumbrian Water, we successfully continued the AMP6 framework into AMP7 for another 5 years. So there's plenty to look forward to and lots of different projects to get involved with over this period. The unit delivered around 70 million worth of work for both clients last year, and we expect over the next 5-year AMP period to deliver around 400 million.
Hi, I'm Ian Bester and I'm Operations Director at J.M. Bentley and JBA Bentley. I've been with the business full-time since 2003, when I graduated from Loughborough University with a degree in civil engineering. I was first introduced to J.M. Bentley when I did my school work experience back in 1997. They must have made a good impression on me at the time, because following that initial experience, I kept contacting them for holiday work, and they kept having me back, which then led on to them sponsoring me throughout my time at university. J&B Bentley has always been a company that has provided me with the right opportunities at the right time, and this has meant that I've fulfilled a wide range of roles in my career, all of which have provided me with additional skills and knowledge in becoming a well-rounded engineer, manager and leader within the company. My career journey has typically followed an operational route, starting as a site engineer before progressing to site manager, then to contracts manager, to operations manager, and now to operations director. Along the way, and at times, I have deviated away from this operational route, fulfilling roles such as quantity surveyor, estimator and bid manager to increase my commercial and contractual knowledge and understanding. This is one of the great benefits of J&B Bentley, in that we are a flexible organisation that can position people in line with their aspirations, development goals and career progression. So I look after the operational unit that covers non-water wastewater work. It covers clients such as the Environment Agency, Coal Authority, Rolls-Royce, Cadent Gas, National Grid and local authorities. So projects are quite varied across the unit, which is great. The projects that we deliver for the Environment Agency are predominantly around protecting people from the impact of flooding. We deliver design and build flood defence schemes that include pump stations, walls and embankments, as well as completing routine maintenance and improvement works on some of their existing assets, such as lock gates and sluice structures. So far we have delivered schemes that range in value between £100,000 and £35 million. Our work for the Coal Authority aims to protect and improve the quality of our river water and aquifers from legacy mining activity. Our work for the clients such as Rolls-Royce, Procter & Gamble, local authorities is very varied. Cover work such as construction of new factory buildings, roads, car parks, drainage, electrical upgrades and much more. Over the last few years, we've started to deliver some works in the gas sector for clients such as Cadent Gas and National Grid. This is new to us, but a sector that we are keen to do more in. We have just recently successfully completed a programme of strategic valve replacements. There's a few things that make the work we do across our unit unique and interesting. These include its variety. As I've just discussed, teams across the unit are delivering work for multiple clients across multiple sectors with multiple complexities and challenges. Being part of a collaborative design and build team offers the chance to learn about why a scheme is designed the way it is, as well as being involved in its construction. And being involved in projects that actually make a difference and have a positive impact on people and the environment. Our Foss Barrier Pump Station project in York has probably been our flagship project over recent years. This is a £30 million Environment Agency commission to upgrade the pump station from a pumping capacity of 30 to 50 cubics and to increase its resilience during times of flood, all of which had to be constructed online, adding to its complexity. The scheme has secured many local and national awards, including the prestigious 2019 British Construction Industry Award for the Civil Engineering Temporary Works Initiative of the Year. So looking forward, there are a lot of projects to be involved in and a lot to learn. We're already forecasting circa 50 million of revenue across the unit for next year, with an aspiration for continued growth. We're forecasting to deliver more work for the Environment Agency in 2021, and our new frameworks with the Coal Authority should really start to take shape as we start to deliver more projects for them. We're kicking off one of our largest earthworks schemes at Skefflin at the start of next year, and some of our other larger civil and MEP schemes will run throughout the year. We'll be busy bidding some of the other framework opportunities within the gas sector, so hopefully we'll find some success there, which will allow us to build further traction with clients such as National Grid and Cadent. We'll maintain a presence with Rolls-Royce and P&G, and I'd like to think that we will continue to win work either with existing or new clients, that will provide people with ongoing opportunities.
Hi everyone, I'm Anne Carroll and I'm one of the J & Bentley operational directors. I've been with J&B for nearly a year now, but I've always worked with the J&B teams via our design and build partnership with Mott MacDonald MMB. I started out as a project leader with Mott MacDonald, working on lots of different water and wastewater engineering projects for MMB, before progressing as a design manager and design director, and now operations director with J & Bentley. The area of the business I'm responsible for, along with the design director and commercial director, covers Wales and the West Midlands. In these areas, we deliver work for Welsh Water, Severn Trent and Magnox. We've worked with Severn Trent for over 10 years and with Welsh Water for 5. The type of work we deliver can range from upgrading to constructing new spillways and reservoirs to working on wastewater treatment works and sewer upgrades. Often our teams are working on an asset in the middle of a field on the outskirts of a town or city. Schemes can range from £15,000 to 34 million. Both of our major clients provide a crucial role in the community, providing water and taking away waste 365 days a year. To give you an idea of the scale, Severn Trent serves around 4.2 million households, maintains over 100,000 kilometres of pipework, has 181 clean water sites and 1,071 sewage recycling centres. They supply 1.8 billion litres of clean water and collect over 1.4 billion litres of waste. Geographically, Severn Trent covers over 21,000 kilometres squared, from Scunthorpe in the northeast to Gloucester in the southwest. Early in the pandemic, the country may have run out of sanitiser, but the clean water kept flowing. So we've worked on a wide range of projects for both our principal clients, covering all aspects and types of work delivered in the UK water sector. To give you a few examples, at Stoke Bardoff, which is the waste recycling centre for Nottingham, we're building a £34 million thermal hydrolysis plant. The purpose of the scheme is to turn sewage waste into gas, which can be exported to the grid to supply homes in the area, a super way of providing green energy. At Llanbrinnig in North Wales, precision engineering was required to replace the existing crane, bulkhead and primary gate and provide and install new secondary gates at the bottom of an existing draw-off tower. We safely removed and tested the gates for leaks involving 44 days of continuous single isolation, all under a Welsh Water Gold command. At Pennybump Wastewater Treatment Works, we've been on site for years, delivering a series of modifications to protect the environment and improve water quality. The highlight in 2019 was the replacement of 4 of the 6 Archimedean screws used to transfer flow into the inlet works of first of the new screens. The biggest challenge was maintaining the performance of the works whilst removing the existing screws and installing and commissioning their replacements. Each screw is capable of transferring 2,200 litres a second. A major overpumping operation was established to enable a highly technical mechanical installation to be carried out safely. At Weoley Avenue, a partnership project between Severn Trent, Birmingham City Council and the Environment Agency has reduced the risk of flooding at 13 properties. We delivered a sustainable, environmentally friendly solution in the form of swales and detention basins to capture and store excess stormwater runoff before it's fed to the sewer system. Finally, at Dimmingsdale, west of Wolverhampton, we're drilling over 330 metres deep. That's deeper than Blackpool Tower is high. The borehole will be able to extract over 10 million litres of water per day from the sandstone aquifer which lies below the site. The borehole has a design life of over 80 years, so Dimmingsdale has the potential to producing water for your children, grandchildren and maybe even great-grandchildren if they live in the area. We're a named contractor on 3 frameworks for Severn Trent and we are part of the Capital Delivery Alliance for Welsh Water. So there's lots of different and interesting projects to get involved in over the next 5 years of the water industry's investment cycle. The unit will provide or will deliver around £120 million worth of work for both clients this year and expects to deliver around £100 million a year across the next 5 years. The framework themselves cover infrastructure and non-infrastructure works, water and wastewater treatment, and waste and water network projects, as well as complex mechanical and electrical works on water and wastewater sites. So there's a right variety and type of projects to work and deliver. For Severn Trent, we're well on with our first batch of projects for AMP7, kicking off 6 Framework Directive early obligation projects, which seek to improve the natural environment by limiting the amount of phosphorus discharged to the environment.
Hi.
Okay, so hopefully that gave you a bit of an idea of kind of our different operational units. Let me just reshare my screen. If it will work. There we are. So we've finished. Not too bad for time, only 5 minutes over. So the next session starts at 11:15, where you'll be able to hear from, I think it's Katie, who was one of our placement students, and she's now back as an engineer. So she's going to talk you through kind of her experience, and then you'll have the opportunity to ask her any questions that you might have. So thank you for joining us this morning. So go grab yourself a brew, and then hopefully we'll see you back here in 10 minutes. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.